How you doing, everybody? It's your natural bodybuilding specialist, Kelly Brown. And in today's video, I wanted to talk about something that I think is very important with getting started into the new year, because a lot of people don't necessarily understand what it is that they're doing, or they may be doing a new approach or have done the same approach coming into the new year, but don't necessarily know how to make progress and to change, or how to do what we like to call in the bodybuilding community hypertrophy, which is to make progress in your muscles. So today I'm going to go over some things that I think can definitely help you, because they've helped me in the past. And so I want to share them with you guys so that maybe you guys can learn from my examples and see what's helped me to, make the progress that I've made as I have. So today's video is about details. And the first thing I want to talk about is, when it comes to myself, I'm very critical of myself with my physique. I don't need a judge to say, okay, he looks like this, he needs this. Like, what does that guy know for real? You know what I'm saying? Like, I know what I need to do. And my goal in my own mind is to look like an action figure, like a comic book character, So like for me, I'm saying, okay, well, I like cartoons. I grew up watching cartoons, and I know that when I look at toys and my action figures and stuff like that, like, you get a Spider-Man toy, he got extra detail, and you seeing all these different body parts and muscles in him that you never see before. And it's like, how can somebody walk around with that? Now, fair, that's not realistic for the everyday man, but in my deep subconscious, that's what I kind of think about. You know what I'm saying? Like, my mind is like, okay, well, how can I get as many details as Wolverine in that episode of whatever, or in that comic book, or in this picture, or in this cartoon? How can I build that body like this character? And yeah, it may not be realistic, and I'm not saying everybody needs to have that. But when it comes to me criticizing myself, when I'm looking in the mirror, I'm saying, okay, am I closer to what I'm chasing, or am I further away from it? And if I'm closer to it, then I can say, okay, yeah, I'm getting closer, but I'm missing this. Or I can say, but I'm missing, maybe some calves, so I need to get this better. Like, and to be clear about myself, this year I've planned on making my hamstrings the most important thing on my body. I wanted to dedicate like a full year to just hamstrings and calves. And so that's what I plan on doing this year. And my hamstrings have been making a lot of development. But I had to realize that, hey, okay, everything else is looking good on you, but your hamstrings are just kind of like mid. And so, that made me have to come to the gym and start saying, okay, well, let me start putting my legs in the beginning of the week. Let me start putting my calves as the first exercise, my hamstrings as the next exercise, and also start figuring out, reading about how to make your hamstrings grow, what things to do, how do hamstrings work, how many reps does it need to make it grow, what do you need to eat after you're working your hamstrings. And so all those things, I take that into consideration when I'm building my physique, right? So be critical of yourself and kind of try to identify what is missing on your own body. My next thing is, you may have an overall package, but no detail or specifics behind it. So let's say you're just like well-rounded, like you just got good muscle bellies, or whatever they want to call it. You just got good round shoulders, good, like, you could look like something. But maybe if you take your clothes off, it's kind of like I know there's something up under there, but I just can't quite see it, like, you don't know if it's body fat, you don't know if it's the way you're lifting, you don't know if it's your genetics, you don't really know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got a well-rounded shape, but just no necessarily detail, no obliques, no rear delts, no clavicle popping, like no, like, you just don't have the abs where you need them to be, or the lower abs and stuff. Your quadriceps may not have shreds in them. Like, you just may not have the detail that you want in your body. And that's important, because you're letting yourself know you're in a good place if you're starting off like that. But you need to start working out. Instead of trying to build on more of what you have, start chasing more of a detailed style workout. And we'll get to that later. Now, if you're somebody who's already lean, and okay, I'm lean already, but I'm just getting more and more shredded. Like, what's the point? I got to see all these details, like, like, my body has got all these different dimensions, all these different cuts and stuff. But the one detail is that it's not 3-dimensional. That's what I'm missing. The 3D, I'm missing the roundness. And so when you're working out, you have to say, okay, what am I doing? Why am I still staying just narrow? Why am I so lean or flat? You know what I'm saying? Like, how come I'm not getting rounder and more 3D or more bubbly everywhere like I need to be? Is it because maybe I'm not eating enough? Is it because I'm lifting for the wrong exercises? Maybe you're lifting the way our other guy needs to lift, and maybe the other guy's lifting the way you need to lift. And so there's just certain things that you got to think about, which is why, going back to my first point, you got to be very critical of yourself. The next point I want to make is take time to master a craft. Stop doing so many exercises thinking that you'll somehow get into extreme shape. Less is more. A lot of us in the gym, and myself included in the past, before there was Instagram, when I was working out, we had to look in magazines. So you had to go to the store, buy a Flex magazine or something like that, go into that magazine and start flipping through it. And it'd be some random guy saying, we did 4 sets of this, 5 sets of this, 8 sets of these, and these exercises that we didn't even know he was talking about. Like, how do you even demonstrate this exercise? Like, so there was nobody to go to. You had to just figure it out. Go walk around the gym, read stuff, and be like, is this that? Is this that? Like there was no person to really demonstrate. And so you ended up having to do less because there were probably an array of exercises, but there weren't really many people to be able to teach them, or we didn't see a lot of people in the gym like that. And maybe bodybuilding wasn't as even popular back when, I was coming up. So there weren't that many people to ask questions to. But the more and more exercises you do, the less you get a chance to master stuff. So the more you have on your plate when you're going to the gym, because you have to spread yourself so thin with each one of these things, you're not able to really give yourself your all in one exercise or 2 exercises. And so you may be in the gym thinking that, okay, yeah, I went hard today. I did, 7 exercises. You did 2 exercises for your rear delts. You did 2 exercises for your main head. You did 2 exercises for your front head. You did 2 exercises for your traps. You did 2 exercises for, your lats, something like that. You did 2 exercises for your bicep. Like, you don't have to do all of that. You don't have to do all of that. Like, that's unnecessary. Being in the gym for that long, even when they say you have to cram it down, and don't be in there for that long, or try to get all your exercises in under an hour or whatever. Like, that's not important. Like, what I do is I'll go in there and I may just take a day to pick one exercise, and I might do I might end up doing 200 reps on that one exercise, changing the weights around, changing the position of my body part around on that piece of equipment or whatever, but I may just focus on that one body part. Like, you got 30 days in a month. You're not going to miss nothing. You could take one day to do one exercise, and that's it, and that be your whole workout. That one exercise, all of those reps that you're going to do with that one particular movement, beating it down over and over, giving your body a chance to get used to that movement so much that it's now like it's mastering it, and not just, teasing it here and there once every couple weeks when you make it in there, when you remember to do it. Like, you really are beating it down, and your body's like, oh, what is this? This dude is crazy. Like, he's really like, he's really doing this for real, for real, for real, for real. It's okay. So now I got to get sore today. So now that I'm sore, I might have to start getting adjusted to this and grow, because if he comes in here and tries this exercise again, I need to be stronger to be able to handle it. Okay, now I can go up in weight next time with this same exercise rather than starting with that same weight that I was starting with 3 weeks ago, because I've gotten stronger in this particular exercise. Now I can go up and I can graduate to a heavier weight, to a heavier weight, to a heavier weight. And now I can graduate to another exercise. So it's just like school sometimes when you're working out. Like, you have to graduate versus trying to go in there and just study all these different classes. When you went in elementary school, we were in a couple classes, and that was it. You had one teacher. You know what I'm saying? She might have went through some stuff, but that was it. But it was 5 different little topics. Now you go into the gym and you want to do 35 topics. You in elementary school exercises with your warm-ups. You doing your middle school exercises. You doing your high school exercises. You doing gymnastics in college. You doing bodybuilding for power. Like, you doing all these different things, and your body is like, well, where are we? And that's where the detail is. The detail is in mastering one thing versus trying to master it all. You're a jack of all trades, but a master of none. And so when you're doing that, you're not giving your body a chance to look like it has become something. Let your shoulders become mastered, and then also master a different body part, and also master a different part. But you don't have to do them with doing so many exercises, okay? Hopefully that makes sense. All right, I hope you guys learned something today. These are the things that have helped me in the past. I'm not sure if they'll help you, but I've won my trophies like this. I've won natural bodybuilding competitions. I've helped numerous people make it to their, make it into shows. I've helped numerous people win their own bodybuilding competitions as well behind the scenes. I'm not out here, showcasing everything that I do, but these things have been there. And I think I had a friend of mine recently tell me that I needed to talk more about my knowledge of how to, make progress and how I've done things in my past so that maybe somebody can learn from it. And so in this episode, hopefully, if you guys stuck it out to the end, you're able to take something with you, learn something from it, and realize that, you do have room for improvement. But going forward this year, try it a little bit differently and slow down and just focus on, one or two things and grow from there. Build a solid foundation. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to stop at mechanoid88.com. Thanks for watching.